back from the school run and I'm going to have myself a little late breakfast because I didn't have time to have it this morning. Bobby found in one of the Poundlands that we saw in Kettering this gingerbread hot chocolate. So I'm about to make that in my gingerbread mug that I got from Home Bargains. And then I also grabbed these from Asda. Oh, you have to choose the sugar, I just filled it up. But I grabbed these, I think it was £3. Oh, it says just add icing. Oh, I didn't see that. I might have to get some icing. I was just going to eat them straight away, to be honest. And I'm just going to have myself a bowl of fruit and fibre because I'm a 31-year-old lady.
So I just wanted to sit down and have a real moment with you for a second because I feel a bit fed up, to be completely honest. I am just a bit fed up of things going wrong when we're looking forward to them mostly. So I was really looking forward to Vlogmas. This is our 7th year doing it and I've always loved it. And we love watching them back. Like, we genuinely do watch them back. Especially like the 2017 ones, which I feel like forever ago now. Dawn's changed so much, she's grown up so much, so it's lovely to go back and watch those of Dawn in her childhood, like fully in the thick of it, and just reminisce, you know. So we really do love doing Vlogmas, and it was something that we were really looking forward to. And then we both got sick, and then the Wi-Fi went down, and then I was phoning them up. They were cancelling the appointments without telling me, so I was waiting around all day just for them to not come. And it's even more annoying because we've been waiting since August to have a new electric and gas meter fitted because there's something wrong with them. And they constantly book appointments and then just not turn up. And they keep giving me like £30 compensation things for the meters, but it's like, I've wasted so much time just waiting around, and it's annoying to constantly have to phone people up and waste even more time. You know, I get very few hours alone throughout the week to handle things that I need to handle in my own life, and it's just really annoying when you think this is going to be an easy solve. You know, you book an appointment, somebody turns up, it gets fixed, but instead we've been waiting since August, and I think we had something like 6 missed appointments where nobody turned up. And I was having to phone up every single day just to get a new appointment. So it's just such a waste of time. And then to have the Virgin situation go the exact same, where you spend ages getting the appointment. Because originally the incident went down on the Monday and they wouldn't come out because they said there was a fault in the area. Even though we'd been told that one had been fixed and ours still wasn't working. And I could visibly see that the problem was a loose connection with the actual modem itself, which we've only had since August. So it shouldn't have, you know, become damaged. It's on a shelf back here where nobody goes, all on its own. So there's no way it could have got knocked about. So yeah, so thankfully that's fixed now, we have the internet. But I just feel so burnt out by things going wrong constantly. And I'm not gonna lie, it is so incredibly stressful when Dawn-louise gets sick, because we know all too well it doesn't take much for her to end up in an ambulance. You know, most of her ambulance visits and hospital stays for illnesses away from her heart have been because of like strep throat, coughs, like severe coughs and flu type symptoms, you know, severe colds and chest infections. Chest infections pretty much always results in her getting an ambulance. I've actually lost count of how many ambulances we've been in. We have done a couple of vlogs where we've actually showed the process of getting in ambulances and going to hospital. Obviously we don't do that when Dawn-louise is, you know, terrible. You know, there's sometimes when I've only been able to talk about it, but if, you know, we know that we're going into hospital, but she in herself is still kind of okay, then we try and document that, because it's really important for awareness for people to understand what it actually means to live with half a heart, because it is so many things day in and day out, every single day of their lives. It just never feels like it ends. And obviously I can only see it from the outside. I can't see, I'm not the person with the heart condition. So I can only see what Dawn-louise is struggling with from the outside. I can't imagine how hard it actually is for her to be battling it every single second of her life. Every time that she's tired, every time that she's sick, every time that she's worn out, every time that she's picked on by her appearance. And it's just, it's so much, because I don't know how to help in every situation. I am learning this as I go. And I think most people expect me to have all the answers. People expect me to know exactly what she needs and everything, and I'm still learning too. I learn with every time that something goes wrong, and I hate that I don't always have the answers. I don't know how to make it better for her. I don't know how to take the pain away. It's difficult. so difficult. And one of the things that's really bothering me at the moment is that I have things planned that I want to do with Dawnie, because we don't have that much time to actually go out and do things, because obviously after school she's either tired or at clubs, and I just really wanted her to get to do festive experiences and get to make memories, because I'm very aware of the fact that she is 14 years old now. She is 3 months shy of 15. Her childhood is nearly ending. And it makes me so upset, because we've missed out on so many childhood memories because of sickness, because of being in hospital, because of surgeries, and it just makes me so sad, because we're running out of time to do it. You know, there's not always next year, there's not always next month, there's not always next weekend, and I'm very painfully aware that her childhood is ending. You know, I'm very lucky that she's still quite young, even though she's 14, mentally she's still quite young, and she does still love toys, and she does still love dolls and things like that, and I'm so thankful that she's getting to experience that still for longer than what other children might be allowed. But when it comes to Christmas and the Christmas season, I find it so incredibly hard, because I'm very aware that all the things that are happening are only going to happen once a year, and you only have so many years where they're children. And I was looking into an event to go and see Santa, because we really want to go see Santa before Christmas. And I was looking into an event, and it said children up to 12, sorry. It was either 12 or 13. I will have to look into that again. But it was either 12 or 13. You know, Dawnie's obviously older than that. And and it said, you know, they couldn't come unless they were with a sibling that was younger. And it just made me so sad, because yeah, she's 14, but she would have loved it. She would have loved it. It was a 2.5 hour experience. And you get to see Santa, and there's like walkthroughs and photo ops and things like that. And it would have been an incredible experience for her. And there was like a little play centre and everything as well. And it's so annoying, because she is still a child, but society acts like she's not. And it really bothers me seeing, like, for example, like the big soft play centres, you know, with the slides and the climbing and everything. She would still love to go and do something like that, but she's deemed too old or too tall. And it's like when we go to Haven and they've got the soft play areas, she always goes and checks if she could be allowed in. And there's only ever been one site that she was actually able to go into, and I believe that was Doniford Bay, and that was a couple of years ago. So probably she's too tall or too old. I can't remember what the requirements were to be allowed to go in. So it's just so annoying, because she would love these things. We would love these things as a family. You know, she is still living her childhood, and she lost so much of her childhood being in hospital. And now she's losing even more, because society's deeming that 14 is not a child anymore, and that they wouldn't enjoy these sort of things. And it's like, my 14-year-old would definitely love to see Santa. She would definitely love to be decorating gingerbread men and taking photos. Like, how is 14 too old for that? It doesn't make any sense to me. And it makes me sad, because if I try and take her, and I was like, she would really love this experience, please can we come in? I'd probably have to come up with something a little less cheesy than that. Oh, please let us in. You know, if I tried to explain to them that, you know, she would actually really love to do this, like, please can we pay for it? You know, and they're going to look at her and the fact that she's nearly my height and be like, no, you're too old. But it's like, I just feel like it's kind of stealing more of her childhood. Like, they don't realise that she lost years of her childhood to hospital. You know, we've missed nativities because she got rushed into hospital. We've missed parties because she's got rushed. Sorry, I'm getting upset. She's just missed so much. Like, we spent a New Year's, thankfully we've never had to spend a birthday or Christmas in hospital, but a lot of children that we know have. And we had to spend New Year's Eve one year in hospital, and they wouldn't even let me sleep next to her. I had to go and stay at a friend's house who lived close to the hospital, because I didn't live that close, and they wouldn't let me stay next to her, which really just great start to the year, you know. And it's just, that's what people don't understand is yeah, to most people she looks okay, she looks like she's doing all right, but that's because you're not seeing all the days that she's given up. Like this last weekend we went to darts. We have been waiting so long to have an opportunity to watch Bobby play darts, because it's a huge part of his life and it's something that we want to be involved in. However, I don't personally feel safe around like rowdy men in like pubs and bars. I don't feel safe. They get really loud, the kind of language that they use, you know, people getting drunk. I personally do not feel comfortable in that environment. I never have. You know, I went clubbing 3 times at the age of 19. Everyone kept telling me I'd miss out on it, you know, being a young mum. I'm telling you now, they were the worst 3 nights of my entire life. They were absolutely awful, and I'm just not built for that life. Okay, it's not something I'm ever going to enjoy. I would much rather be at home in my pajamas, dancing like a crazy person, drinking hot chocolates. Which, by the way, gingerbread hot chocolate, very nice, very nice. Would recommend. But yeah, I forgot where I was now. It's just, I don't feel comfortable with the fact that she's in 3 months she's 15 years old, which is a year younger than I was when I had her, which is just insane. But it's just, she's lost out on so much. I was telling you about the darts. I'm sorry, I was telling you about the darts. So we've been waiting so long to see Bobby play darts, and it's because he normally does it really late on a like Thursday or Wednesday night, I think it is, and it's in a pub at night time when people are going to be going out, you know, drinking and getting rowdy. It's not an environment that I would feel comfortable in. So there's been a couple of times that we've tried to do it at like a different time of day, and it's just never really worked out. So, in case it wasn't obvious, Bobby actually plays darts like properly with a team. So it's obviously not just we went to a dartboard and watched him play. He actually plays with a team, although bless him, he doesn't go as regularly as he used to anymore. But that's another reason that I really wanted to see him play. So we found this charity match, and it was really exciting that it was for an air ambulance, because bless him, I think somebody lost their partner, which is so sad, because obviously we didn't know them, but obviously that sort of like tight-knit community, they probably knew them quite well. But obviously with Dawn-louise, the whole air ambulance thing really spoke to us. We were like, you know what, that would be a lovely way to go and watch Bobby play darts, because it's for such a good cause as well. So we went, and we weren't expecting it to be that long, to be honest. We got there at around 1, and the problem is by 3:30, on a day where Dawn-louise had done nothing but sit around because she went to the cinema and then we went and watched darts, like she didn't do anything excessive with her energy, and yet she was so tired. And it's not the same as being like tired when you're a healthy person. When she's tired, her whole body is shutting down. Her ability to do anything is just gone. Like when you feel tired, you can kind of push through it. She can't do that. And honestly, I can't really explain this very well because I'm not the one living with it, but also she's never known anything different, so she can't really explain it either. But the way that I see her so quickly change, I know it's not to the same level that I would feel tired. It's so much worse. And she just looked so exhausted. Like her eyes were massive and bloodshot, and she was like next to tearing up from exhaustion. I had a blanket scarf on me, so I've tucked her into the scarf, and she's in my arms and I'm stroking her head, and I can feel her body going like more and more limp as she's getting more tired. And Bobby came over after playing his leg, I believe they're called, I don't play darts myself, of the game, and I was like, she's not going to make it through another even hour of this. So Bobby let them know that he's going to quickly whiz us home and then he'll be back, because obviously he didn't want to drop out the competition, it was still going. It actually went on for quite a few more hours, so we were doing the right thing by taking Dawn-louise home. Annoyingly, I didn't have a wheelchair, otherwise I would have taken her myself. But this is why she has a wheelchair, because once she gets to that level of tiredness, she isn't going to be able to walk home, even if it is just 10 minutes down the road. She is going to struggle just to do anything. And at this point, and this is what worried me even more, was at this point we hadn't even had dinner yet because it was only 4:30. And unfortunately, she can't eat when she's that tired, which is one of the biggest problems that we have had throughout her whole life, is making sure that she's eating enough, because her body burns off calories so quickly because of how hard her heart is working. So I had to make her some sausage rolls. I heated up some sausage rolls and some ketchup, and she could barely eat it because she was that exhausted. And it's just, that's the side that people don't see and they don't realise, is that we give up so much, like, especially when it comes to school. It bothers me so much at school that, like, attendance is such a big deal. Like, she will do everything that she can to be in school all the time because that's what's needed, that's what's expected by the law. But no one blooming thinks about everything that she's giving up just to be there. Like, we can't really do much in the evenings because she's so exhausted. You know, she's doing after school clubs, and bless her, she works so hard just to get through them. It's because she wants to do it. She deserves to actually live a life that brings her joy. She has not worked and fought so hard since the day that she was born to be in this life and not actually get to live. And that is the problem. When it comes to school, the expectation is that school is above all else. But for her, that means giving up anything else. Like, we spent so many years having to have Sundays at home doing absolutely nothing just so that she could go to school and have a full school week. And it's just, she is technically terminally ill. There is no cure. We don't know how long she's actually got. It's all just guesswork. But God forbid if I lost her in the next year, what was it all for? What was it all for? What was all the attendance worries, all the calls from school the second that she gets sick because she's not in and we're in hospital so we don't have a signal to phone in? What was it all for if she never actually got to live? And that's why I try and give her every experience that I possibly can, because I just want her to at least be able to look back and say, not like look back and not think, God, I wish I did that. I'm hoping so much that when the time comes, she can look back and say, I did everything that I wanted to do. I tried everything. I did whatever made me feel happy in that moment. And I'm so afraid of losing more time. And I think the whole COVID thing just amplified that sorry. I think that the whole COVID situation really amplified that feeling that I was having of her losing time, because we spent 2 years, well, I think it was like a year and like just over a year and a half, but I can't remember exactly, so I say 2 years. So I'll be honest, I am rounding up when I say 2 years. It was somewhere between 1.5 and 2. That's still a considerable amount of time. You know, a year and a half is a considerable amount of time for anyone, let alone someone who's on borrowed time as it is. But those 2 years, like, they destroyed her mentally. And I tried to get her help and no one listened. And then suddenly the shielding rules vanish and she's thrusted back into school. Like, they gave her no time to calm down. And I'm pretty sure it was in the very first week of her going back to school, after a year, nearly 2 years, somewhere between a year and a half and 2 years, she went back to school for a week and ended up getting COVID and ending up in the hospital. No, sorry, tell a lie. That's not what happened. She went into hospital because of severe burnout from how much energy she was then putting in, and then later on that month then got COVID, and then proceeded to get COVID another 2 times after that. So she was, that's what I mean. It's like, because she's a school student, the whole focus is on school. But because she stayed in school all week, catching another illness, after just getting over the last one, it's only a cold, it's nothing, you know, serious, but for her it is, because it burns out so much of her body, her energy, and it affects her oxygen levels as well. So, you know, she's in school all week because that's what's expected of her. She gets sick again, and then we didn't even manage to get one evening as a family out of the house doing something different, even though it was sat down, not really doing anything physically. And then on Sunday we couldn't do anything because she still didn't feel well. We spent the whole day watching TV, and today she's gone back to school because that's what was expected of her. And don't get me wrong, I obviously know how important school is and I want her to do well in school, but I can't help but think how much she sacrifices just to be there every day. And I think one of the biggest regrets that I have is that I didn't homeschool her, because between her getting sick constantly, giving up making memories with her family and her friends, and then on top of that the bullying, because people see her as like the easy target, and it hurts so much to see the way that people treat her when she tries to be, which she doesn't even try, she just is one of the kindest, sweetest people. She's always there for people. She's always trying to make people laugh, and yet she never seems to find people who are the same as that. Like, for example, she made a friend when we first moved up here in August, and it was going so well, so lovely, and it was so lovely. Like, this girl was coming around every single day, and they were having a laugh, and it was so lovely. And then Dawnie walked past her, because they were walking from the lounge, which I was sat in, back to Dawnie's room, and Dawnie tiggled her as she walked past, just like playfully and everything, because they were having a laugh. And she said that she'd kill her and take her heart out, take her other half her heart out. And you know what, it's been months and I'm not over that at all, because I ended up speaking to the parent and they don't believe me that it happened, even though I heard it. I was in the same room when it happened. And I can understand that, because no one wants to think that their children would do something like that. So I get it from a parenting perspective, but as Dawnie's parent, it hurts so much that she gets treated like that, because we've had many issues with people saying really incredibly cruel things to her, especially about her lips and her lip colour. And it's just like, if a child had cancer and lost all their hair because of chemo, there's no way the schools or parents would allow children to pick them apart for it. But because my daughter's got an invisible terminal illness, when she's picked apart for the colour of her lips, which is a direct result of having half a heart, no one bats an eyelid, nobody cares, it doesn't matter. And it drives me up the bloody wall, honestly, because I do everything I can to protect her health, her mental well-being, her growth and everything, and then no one else seems to care. No one else seems to care when she's struggling. Like, she can go and tell teachers over and over again that she's getting bullied and nobody cares. Nobody does anything. They don't even call me. I don't find out unless Dawnie tells me. And when it comes to things like that, you should be getting informed as a parent, I think. But yeah, there's just a lot going on right now, and I can't really come on the vlogs and just act like everything's fine all the time, because it isn't. You know, it just isn't. And it just sometimes this life is really hard for both of us. You know, I want to make the last few childhood memories that I can with Dawnie before it's too late. And, you know, she's sick all month. We can't do any of it. And I just really wanted to go see Father Christmas. I'm probably going to regret talking about this. So yeah, I'm sorry that this segment on the video isn't what we normally talk about, but I just feel like I needed to get it out and maybe remind other parents that what your child does at school does affect other people quite significantly. So yeah, that is my little sad rant about how I'm feeling right now, because I think this time of year is full of excitement for a lot of people, but there's also people that are struggling through it. And I just feel like it's important to talk about it, because no one should feel alone with that feeling. Like, when people, like, it's quite common now, you just go to a shop, if you speak to a cashier, they're gonna be like, are you ready for Christmas? Are you excited for Christmas and everything? And it's like, you know what, right now, no I'm not. No I'm not, because Christmas is a couple of weeks away and my daughter has no energy to do anything Christmassy because she isn't very well. And there's nothing I can do about that, apart from wait. It just sucks. It really sucks. Like, one of the things that she really wanted to do was go and see the Birmingham Christmas markets, which is like an hour and a half away from here. And obviously we can't do it because, one, she's been poorly, and two, because the winds here right now are insane. Bobby and I literally were battling for our life, taking Dawn to the cinema, trying to get through the wind. And I tried to put my coat on and it nearly flew away like a kite. So yeah, like, between the bad weather and Dawn not being very well, it's taking away, or at least limiting, a lot of what we can do. And it's just such a shame because the first weekend, the 1st of December, that was a great day. We had great family fun. And then immediately after that, got sick. And it just sucks. Like, I'm so sick of getting sick. And I feel like over the last couple of years, we've got extremely unlucky, which is probably why it's making me so upset, because Bobby's family do a Halloween party every year. Bobby and I have been together 4 years in March. I've not been to a single one of them because I've been sick every single damn year. It's so annoying. And it's like, I get annoyed when I'm sick, but for Dawn, my heart just hurts for her because I'm like, I know that it's going to take her so much longer to recover from it and actually feel up to doing anything, you know, kind of major and everything. And it's just, it sucks. And like, obviously we've got the rest of the year to make memories, don't get me wrong, but the fact that she is already not allowed into some Christmas events because of her age, it's just like, I can't even say, oh, you know, there's always next year, because there isn't. She's going to be 15 next year, and apparently that is too old for Christmas. It's just, I don't understand how 14-year-olds aren't allowed to go see Santa. It's rude. I don't get it, okay? What part of seeing Santa, decorating gingerbread men, and photo props is too old for a 14-year-old? I'm going down burning with this one, okay? It's annoying me on such a high degree. I want to go see Santa Claus, okay? I am too old now, okay, because I'm an adult. Santa doesn't bring me presents anymore. I would like to at least go see the dude, though, you know? It's just rude. Oh, Santa, why? But no, I'm going to have to invent a way for older kids and adults to have Santa fun time, because it is not fair. It's not fair. We want to go see Santa. So yeah, but yeah. It's a tough day, okay? It's a tough day, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm just full on ranting now. Oh my god, I've been on here for like 27 minutes. The counter at the top was not noticed until just now. But yeah, this has been a very healthy, very long rant. But yeah, this has been a very long, very partially healthy rant for 28 minutes now. So I should probably go. But thank you if you've listened to me spieling, because I honestly feel like it's important to be transparent on YouTube. Maybe not so transparent, but I just feel like it's so easy to watch people's videos and think their life is amazing. And as of late, we haven't really done the whole weekly vlogs as much as we used to in like 2017, 2018, 2019. You know, we do a lot more of like days out and travel and stuff, and it's unrealistic to believe that that is all that happens in our life, you know? But from our YouTube videos, it can look that way. It can look like we're always out doing things, and it's like, one, we budget heavy to be able to do anything. You know, it isn't without sacrifice. And two, our lives can be really difficult a lot of the time. And I want to bring hope and awareness on this channel. So it's hard to sit and talk about the moments that are actually incredibly hard, especially for me, because I don't want to feel like I'm complaining too much when Dawn-louise is one living with the situation, with the heart condition, not myself. You know, it is always going to be worse for her, but I'm the only one that remembers the early days, the surgeries, her going limp in my arm after having the anaesthetic administered, and I'm the one that's got to fight the school, hold her when there's nothing I can do other than hold her. And it's just, sometimes it gets a bit much. I've got to be honest, it gets a bit much. I just want to make everything better and everything perfect for her, and I can't do that most of the time, which is just really annoying. I want to see that little smile on her face as much as possible, and when I can't do that, it makes me so incredibly sad, because she has the most beautiful smile, first of all, so you know. But yeah, it's just like, when it comes to school and friendships and things like that, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I can listen to her and I can be there for her, but there's nothing I can actively do to make it better for her. And that sucks so bad, because she had a tough weekend and then she goes back into school, and God forbid the grief that people are going to give her. And it makes me sad, because when we moved up here, things were going so well. And this school issue is really, really new. She did have an amazing group of friends, and I don't know why it's taken a turn, and some people have now got quite nasty. And it just sucks when you can't help your kids. It just sucks so much. So yeah, between being sick, things going on at school. Oh, and also she's due to see the cardiologist in March, and our referral still hasn't been anything. It was sent, we've not had the letter, the copy letter that the cardiologist would have sent when the referral was made, and we've not had any contact with the hospital themselves. There's no one for me to talk to about it, so I don't really know what to do, to be honest. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on, because otherwise I will be here forever. And if you've ever wondered why we don't have a podcast, it's because it would just be hours of this. But yeah, hopefully things will cheer up a bit now going forward. Thanks for listening.